Welcome to the Contreras Political Report, the premier edition. Numero uno, number one. I'm Raul Lowry Contreras. Welcome. This report is the product of over 20 years on television, years on live radio talk shows, 30 years of newspaper and magazine articles that I've written, and 5 decades, that's 50 years, of working in politics, doing everything from leaking envelopes to helping candidates raise millions of dollars. So here we are, within days of electing a president of the United States and embroiled in protests and riots, and just 24 hours after the president of the United States performed on live television for the world to see what he is, a clown, as Joe Biden called him. A vicious, loudmouth bully who revealed himself to be a clown, a vicious clown with a serious thought, without a serious thought he can present to voters who are already voting. Over 1 million people have voted as of today, September 30th, already. That's 30 some odd days before the election. But before I get into what happened in Cleveland, a situation in Kentucky, I said Kennedy before, Kentucky needs a look at. The situation is the Breonna Taylor killing by 3 Louisville police officers, one of whom has been fired and charged by the state's attorney general with a minor charge compared to a murder or manslaughter charge many people thought would issue from the special grand jury called by Attorney General Daniel Cameron. You remember Attorney General Cameron, don't you? From his speaking role at the Republican convention in Cleveland, as a matter of fact, in support of Donald Trump's re-election. He's the good-looking, articulate young black man that the camera absolutely loved. Unfortunately, he is all those things, and he is also profoundly incompetent. At least that's what it looks like. He is now saying that the murder or manslaughter charges against the 3 police officers involved were or are not appropriate, quote unquote, not appropriate. That despite an unarmed young black woman who was killed by 6 bullets fired from the weapons of 3 police officers who broke into her apartment without announcing themselves as police officers. They did so by using a no-knock warrant. That means, yes, Taylor's boyfriend fired the first shot. He thought a gang of intruders were breaking into the apartment. Remember, they didn't announce themselves as police officers. So he used his legally owned and registered gun in legal self-defense. But 6 bullets killed Breonna Taylor, a totally innocent woman sound asleep when the police broke down her door and started shooting against the man defending himself and Miss Taylor. The special grand jury should have heard evidence pointing out the police officers were illegally shooting or they were not illegally shooting. Apparently that view was not presented by Attorney General Cameron or his staff. Tipping off something might be rotten. That presentation that the Attorney General made tips off something that might be rotten in the grand jury room. And the fact is, one of the jury members sued the Attorney General asking for the grand jury transcript recordings to be made public because, the word is, the Attorney General avoided presenting evidence that the jury could have used to charge the 3 officers with manslaughter or murder. A judge has ordered a release of the grand jury record, the transcript, and that information will support the Attorney General or it will bury him. Now, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, he totally screwed himself up with his 90 minutes of showing the world what an incompetent, unthinking, unread President of the United States he is. Believe me, when I say unread, this man doesn't read much. He obviously doesn't read his intelligence reports. He has them read to him. And he has a very short attention span. What he did last night in the debate was As we say in Spanish, sin vergüenza, shameless. Think about that for a minute. A president standing up at a podium, yelling and interfering and intruding and being rude, not just to his debate opponent, former Vice President Joe Biden, but to the moderator, Chris Wallace of Fox News. He was arguing with Chris Wallace half the time. Chris Wallace had to beg him, Mr. President, you're going to like the next question. I mean, he was trying to be nice. I'm surprised he didn't throw an absolute fit right on camera. Trump was rude, he was obnoxious, and he kept attacking or trying to attack the Biden family, particularly one son. Now, when Joe Biden said, my son, and he was talking about his son, Beau, who was the Attorney General of Delaware, the state of Delaware, who served in the Army as a major in Afghanistan, who died because of a cancer of some sort or another. And there he was talking about his son, Beau, and this idiot president is screaming at him, what about the $3.5 million the wife of the mayor of Moscow gave to your son, the other son? No respect whatsoever. I mean, Donald Trump has spent 5 years showing us what a clown he is. He lies about everything. And I'm not just saying this as a disgruntled Republican. I'm a lifelong Republican. The Attorney General of Kentucky is too, and I was picking on him, wasn't I? I call him the way I see him. The Attorney General of the state of Kentucky, I think, erred, and he might tumble because of it. The President of the United States proved once again that he is simply not worthy of the title President of the United States. He may have gotten more electoral votes. He did not get the popular vote, which is really immaterial, but he showed last night in that debate just what a crude, rude clown he is. I cannot stand the man and haven't since he announced for president. I am biased against him. I am not going to give him anything that he can run for re-election on. I will not vote for him. And I don't suggest that anyone vote for him. Some will. There were people last night who were standing up and carrying on that this was the real president that they support. But he would not condemn. He would not condemn white supremacists. In fact, he gave them the go-ahead. A group called the Proud Boys. Everyone knows this group is a racist group, misogynistic and anti-Semite, anti-Muslim, and they were heavily involved in the incident at Charlottesville 3 years ago. The President of the United States gave them the go-ahead when he said, standing down and stand, he said, stand back and stand by. So what did the poor boys say? They posted, standing down and standing by, sir. They're ready. They're ready to rock and roll. And that's not what we need in the United States, is shooting on the streets for an election or because of an election. Donald Trump proved he was a clown, and we should all remember that when we cast our vote. I am Raul Lowry Contreras. This is the Contreras Political Report. It's the first one, and I hope that you will subscribe and watch all the ones that we have coming up. Thank you again for being there. This is Raul Lowry Contreras.